Hello, parents and students. Welcome to our class for today. This is Teacher Shai, and welcome to our online class. Okay, today we will be talking about what time is it? What time is it? But before that, please type your English name, number in our comment section. English name, number in our comment section. Okay, again, we will be talking about what time is it? Okay, so we will learn how to say the time correctly and then review numbers 1 to 12. Why 1 to 12? So in a time, okay, so in our clock, okay, this is a clock. What is a clock? Okay, the one that you see on the wall, very big clock. Clock, C-L-O-C-K, clock. All right, so in a clock, we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? Now in the clock as well, there are two hands. Two hands. Okay, we have the long hand, the green one, and then the short hand. Long hand and then short hand. Now the long hand, everybody, says the minute. What is minute? Minute, what is minute again? Nati. Okay, minute, nati. And then the shorthand says the hour. Hour, chumong, right? Okay, minute, nati, and then hour is chumong, shorthand. Longhand, shorthand. Okay, so those are the main hands that you need to remember. Now in telling time, if the long hand points at 12, we say it's another, okay? It means it's another hour. We say o'clock, okay? So remember, if the long hand points at 12, it means o'clock, okay? O'clock, 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 o'clock. Okay, and then the shorthand will point at the different numbers. Now, for example, we have the long hand o'clock and then the shorthand. So, what time is it? According to this hands, what time is it? So we have the long hand points at 12, Shimai, so we already have o'clock. It's blank o'clock, blank o'clock. Okay, so we have 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. All right, so clear example. For example, let's look at this one. So the shorthand points at 1. The shorthand points at 1. So we say 1 alay. Again, if the long hand points at 12 o'clock, right? So we say it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Another. What time is it? The shorthand points at 2 and the long hand points at 12. O'clock. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Another. We have here the shorthand points at 3 and then the long hand at 12. So we say 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Next one. The shorthand points at 4. The shorthand points at 4. It is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Okay, another. The shorthand points at 5. It's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Okay, another. The shorthand points at 6. 6. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Okay, 6 o'clock. S-I-X, Shimai, 6 o'clock. Next, what time is it? We have 7, right? The shorthand points at 7. The shorthand points at 7. The longhand points at 12. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. All right. Next, the shorthand points at 8. The shorthand points at 8. It's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. The shorthand points at 9. The shorthand points at 9. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. The shorthand points at 10. It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. The shorthand points at 11. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. All right. So remember, you say the chumong first, right? Before the nati. So wherever the shorthand points, that's what you say first. So in this case, 11 o'clock. So whenever the long hand, every time the long hand points at 12, we say o'clock. O'clock. Okay? Just remember the long hand and the short hand. If the short hand points, say the short hand first and then the long hand. What is this? Chumong and then nati. Okay, but if the nati hand, if the long hand points at 12, we say o'clock. 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 Okay. So let's try. Let's try. What time is it? Okay. What time is it? Let's try here. Oh, look at here. So we already have our long hand pointing at 12. So we have o'clock. O'clock. Now what time is it? What time is it? 1 o'clock. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock. 1 shimai, 1 O-N-E, on-e, 1 o'clock. Number 2, second. What time is it? What time is it? The shorthand points at 3 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock. So we say again, number 1, and then this one, the second. 1 second. First, second. Okay, so 3, it's 3 o'clock. Very good. And lastly, where does the shorthand points at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Okay, the shorthand points at 7, and we have the long hand points at 12. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Very good. Okay, so our activity for today, since our lesson is very short because it's very easy. So what you're going to do is choose the letter of the correct answer. Letter of the correct answer. So we have here number 1. 6 o'clock, right? It's 6 o'clock. Now, what letter shows 6 o'clock? What letter shows 6 o'clock? Is it letter A, letter B, letter C, or letter D? What is 6 o'clock? It's 6 o'clock. Letter D. Very good. So we write letter D. Number 2, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Now, what picture shows 10 o'clock? What picture shows 10 o'clock? A, B, C, or D? Number 3, it's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. Now, what picture shows 3 o'clock? A, B, C, or D? And number 4, it's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. What picture shows 2 o'clock? A, B, or C, or D? 2 o'clock. The shorthand points at 2, and then the longhand points at 12. 2 o'clock. Okay, all right. So if you have questions, parents, guardians, grandparents, and students, don't hesitate to ask in our comment section, and Teacher Shai will try to answer it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining our lesson today, and see you again next time. Bye.